So craziest thing, about 2 days ago, I posted a short on YouTube from a hotel room while traveling about sleep, literally while I was in bed, but about sleep and the need for recovery. And it got one of the largest responses I've gotten on YouTube. So I feel there's a need for focus on recovery. So the thing is, most people think the secret to staying young after 40, well in their 50s like me, is doing more workouts, more cardio, more discipline, more pushing yourself. And while effort absolutely does matter, there's something a lot of people completely miss. Your body, it does not change when you break it down. Your body does, however, change when it has the ability to recover. And if you're over 40, constantly beating yourself up while ignoring recovery might actually be the reason that you're not getting the results that you want. The truth is, you don't need to work harder than everyone else. You do, however, need to understand your body better than everyone else. So the mind shift that you must make in your 40s, 50s, and beyond is when you're younger, you can get away with a lot. I know I did. You can sleep 5 hours, eat poorly, you can train every day, you can ignore recovery altogether, and somehow your body just seems to bounce back. But eventually, things do change. Not because your body is in any way, shape, or form broken, it's because your body is asking for a different approach. So your 40s, 50s, and so on are often the busiest years of your life. You have your career, you got your business, you got your family, responsibilities. You may have more demands on your time than ever before. And the first thing people sacrifice, unfortunately, is usually themselves, right? Sleep gets cut short. Workouts become rushed, if at all. Nutrition becomes a complete afterthought, and then people wonder why they feel older. So here's the mistake. People treat their bodies like machines. They think, if I just push harder, I will get better results. But your body, it does not work that way. Training, that's the signal. Recovery is where the actual adaptation happens. So when you lift weights, you create stress. When you exercise, you challenge your cardiovascular system. When you push yourself, you create a reason for your body to improve. But improvement, it requires recovery. The goal isn't to destroy yourself. The goal is to give your body a reason to become stronger. So this is why sleep becomes important after 40. So let's talk about sleep for a second, because sleep is usually the first thing successful people, busy people, tend to sacrifice. So I'll catch up later. I only need 5 hours. I'll sleep when things slow down. But here's the problem. Things may never slow down. Sleep isn't just being lazy in bed. Sleep is when your body finally has a chance to recover. It's when your body has an opportunity to repair. It's when your brain, it resets. It's when you prepare for the next day. And if you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, improve energy, and age well, sleep is not optional. It's part of your actual strategy. So the people who age well aren't necessarily the people doing the most. They're the people who understand consistency. They understand that one brutal, life-changing workout doesn't change your body. One perfect meal doesn't change your body. One night of great sleep does not change your body. But the things you repeat, those change absolutely everything. The goal after 40 shouldn't be, how much can I punish myself? The goal should be, how can I stay consistent for the next 10, 15, 20 plus years, right? So a lot of people have this backwards. They think rest means they're losing momentum. They think a day off means they're being lazy. They think a day off of a recovery is for people who aren't serious about their health. It's actually completely the opposite. Recovery is what serious people do. Professional athletes don't train nonstop. The best performers in the world understand recovery. And here's why. Because they understand something that's very, very important. You can't perform at your best if you never recharge, right? Your body is absolutely different, no different than theirs. So recovery is not complicated. It doesn't require expensive technology. It doesn't require a perfect routine. It starts with basics, things like this. So get enough sleep, drink enough water, eat enough protein, move your body every single day, strength train consistently, take walks, manage your stress. These boring things, guess what? They work. And after 40 and so on, the boring things are usually the things that create the bigger results. So I know someone watching this is thinking, that sounds great, but you don't understand how busy I am. Well, actually, I do. I think a lot of people understand exactly how busy you are. The stage of life can be demanding, but waiting until life gets easier may mean waiting forever. You don't need a perfect schedule, you need a realistic one. Maybe you don't have an hour, maybe you have 20 minutes. Then you know what? Use those 20 minutes. Something is always better than nothing, right? So the biggest change after 40 isn't that you can't do things anymore, it's that you have to become smarter, right? You can't always recover like you did when you were 25. So stop training like you're 25. Start training for the person you want to be at 60. We need to be forward thinking, right? So strong, capable, energetic, independent. The goal isn't just about looking better. The goal is keeping the ability to do the things you absolutely love to do. So a lot of people chase short-term goals. They want the fastest fat loss. They want the absolute quickest transformation. They want the hardest workout. But the people who win the long game think very, very differently, okay? They ask, can I do this for the next decade? Because the body you have 5 years from now is being built by the habits you repeat today. So not the extreme things you do occasionally, the simple things you do consistently, okay? Consistency, consistency, consistency. So getting older is not something you have to fear, but ignoring your body is something you will eventually pay for. You don't have to accept feeling tired. You don't have to accept losing muscle. You don't have to accept that your best years are behind you, because they're not. But you do have to change your approach. You need to, train hard, recover harder, respect your body, because your body isn't your enemy. It's the thing carrying you through everything else in your life. So if you've been trying to force results by doing more and more, maybe the answer isn't another workout. Maybe it's simply better recovery. Maybe it's just simply better sleep. Maybe it's finally understanding that rest, that's not a weakness, it's part of the actual process itself. Because the goal isn't just to live longer, the goal is to stay strong enough, healthy enough, and capable enough to enjoy these years, right? Don't just age, you want to age differently.